Sixers duel the Lakers tonight. What is going on, everybody? Welcome to the More Than Philly Sports Talk Show. It's great to be here with all of you today, 10:05 a.m. here on the East Coast. It is the 27th of January in 2021. As always, joined alongside my co-host, Gavin Tony. We got an exciting show for all of you today. Gavin's putting me in a tough corner. I'm sure he'll ridicule me for it because of the Lakers and Sixers tonight, apparently. Gavin thinks I'm the biggest LeBron fan out there just because I'm stating some facts on him, but we're not going to get too much into that because it's about our Philadelphia Sixers. It's about our first-place team here in the Eastern Conference up against the first-place team in the Western Conference. The showdown tonight in Philadelphia. Joel Embiid is playing and is healthy. Ben Simmons is looking really good lately. Of course, a tough loss against the Pistons, but it's without Joel. Bucks don't win games without Giannis. Nets barely win games with their big. I'm just kidding. But look, in all seriousness, Gavin, how are you doing today?
I'm doing great, Zach. Listen, what side are you on tonight? Are you with the home team?
Look, as much as I respect what LeBron James does, both on and off the court, as much as I respect his play, I'm a Sixers fan. I bleed green during the Eagles season. I guess I'm bleeding red and blue tonight, which is pretty accurate. But no, in all seriousness, I'm bleeding a little bit of Ben Franklin logos on me as well. I'm rooting for the Sixers tonight without a doubt. They're my team. So yeah, I'm gonna be going with the Sixers.
We'll get into that, but Zach, how you doing? So I guess the pom-poms are away. All right, that's cool. Put the pom-poms away.
There's no purple and gold background today. Don't worry. You're safe.
Yesterday was a special day for a reason. We kept it out, but all in all, Zach, let's get after it.
Yeah, man. Sixers face Lakers. Look, they always give them trouble. The Sixers, something about this team, they always are able to play to their competitors' level, whether it's up or down. I can't recall a blowout in a long time. Maybe last year on New Year's Day against the Pacers. That's 2019 that we're talking about. The Sixers have one loss at home since the beginning of 2020. It was against Denver a few weeks ago when no one really played. That was the Tyrese Maxey 39-point game for those wondering. I mean, I don't see the Sixers losing tonight. They're coming off – LeBron and the Lakers are coming off a tough win in Cleveland, and Cleveland's been giving a lot of teams trouble this year. The Sixers always give them trouble. There's no serious center who's going to be stopping Joel Embiid inside. Of course, Anthony Davis will be picking him up, but that means that Montrezl Harrell or Marcus Gasol is going to have to pick up a guy, Tobias Harris, who is faster than them. Of course, Seth Curry, Danny Green, we know that the guard defensive play is not where it needs to be for the Lakers. The Lakers really aren't that great. They just have two superstars, and they have a lot of really good role players. And that's all you need to win an NBA title. The Sixers have that similar face tonight. But I'll tell you this. I'll tell you why the Sixers have the edge tonight. There are two players on that court that won a ring with the Lakers last year that are now Sixers. Number 39, Dwight Howard, and number 14, Danny Green. Danny Green is not having the best year right now, but he knocks down some good shots when he needs to. I expect him to be good tonight. I expect Dwight Howard to be good tonight. It's going to be a fun game. There's a lot of cross paths here. And right now, I like the Sixers. I like Ben Simmons against LeBron James. He's been playing phenomenal defensively. He's been frustrating the heck out of players. He frustrated Blake Griffin so much he threw a basketball at him the other night. I think that if you're a Sixers fan, you should feel confident going into tonight, despite what happened the other day. It's going to be a great game, but I feel like the Sixers should have this. I think they should have it fairly honestly. I mean, look, you're on the road. If you're the Lakers, it's like 11 days on the road since you've been home. You have a perfect record on the road. All good things come to an end at some point. The Sixers already had a loss at home this year, but again, they don't really lose at home. It's a match made in heaven, I guess I'd say, for the Sixers tonight. I feel like there's no reason that they should lose this game. Doc Rivers last year against the Lakers was 3-1 against them last year when he was with the Clippers, including opening night last year. He knows a thing or two about coaching against them. I mean, am I crazy? There's no way the Sixers should lose tonight. There really isn't. I'm more confident about this than I am going up against the Pistons without Joel. I think that again, Dwight Howard is a better backup center than a starter. Ben Simmons is a great versatile defender. Seth Curry really needs to find his groove tonight. Danny Green's trying to get some revenge against the team that traded him to OKC, which ultimately sent him here. I think the Sixers should have this tonight, and I think they should have it fairly easily. I think 9-10 points. I think it should be a few possessions. Not too decisive in the last 2 minutes.
The reason why I'm holding back a left, ladies and gentlemen, because We know Zach Star. We know the purple and gold pom-poms. He couldn't wait to pull it out. The cheerleader he is when it comes to LeBron James. And he's picking the Sixers today. That shocked me, ladies and gentlemen, as I was sitting here waiting. I was waiting for Zach to tell me who he was going. He would say he's going with the Sixers. Ladies and gentlemen, okay. Well, if you think I'm wrong with the Lakers, Zach, you're 100% wrong. I'm not. Because here's why. All those assets you just named. The Sixers are undefeated with Joel Embiid and with the whole starting lineup
Starting
there.
five are undefeated.
Whole starting five are undefeated, right? All it takes is to stop Anthony Davis and LeBron James. Yeah, we saw what he did to Cleveland, Zach. I know you know the pom poms were out that night. You gladly pointed out to me.
44 points. I mean, 20 plus like the 40.
Ladies and gentlemen, if Snapchat text messages go back 48 hours ago, I would totally show it to you. But
Kevin Durant lost to the Cavs, so I mean, but he's better than LeBron. Don't worry.
Oh, he is. Trust me. Not today, but we're not going to talk about that today. We don't got no time for all that today, Zach. But what I will say is this: the Sixers had the keys to winning this game. Zach, they play every Western Conference opponent tough. They play up to their opponents. Sometimes they match with them. Zach, we know what happened with Denver. We can't blame that too much. But let's go back to last year. They split with the Lakers. All right. They won the first game, the January 25th. Sadly, Zach, we knew what happened the next day. Didn't really, bring too much joy in anything. But then the next time, the Lakers beat them.
But I'm pretty sure both Ben and Joel were out. That was coming off that Shake Milton big game against the Clippers. So look, they really should have swept them last year if they were fully healthy. I think they would have. They've always had the Lakers number, but in recent memory, they've had the Lakers number. A few years ago, they crushed them. The same weekend they beat the Warriors, which was one of the most exciting moments of the process, I'd say.
The one thing that mind blows me is the Sixers blew out Milwaukee last year on Christmas. Zach, literally one of the best Christmases in basketball. If you're a Sixers fan, they blew them out. You beat the Lakers once. You beat the Warriors. You had the Warriors in there.
You beat the Clippers.
You beat the Clippers. But when
you beat Portland in their stadium. We never had them here because of the fire shutdown.
With Furcon Court Miles. And then also, Zach, let's get technical. You also beat Boston a lot last year too. So where am I going with this, you ask? Why is it when teams like the Kings, the Pistons, the Knicks, it's always a close game?
They play down to their opponents.
Dude, see the Warriors? What made the Warriors big three great, Zach? The Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, and Kevin Durant. You could arguably say John Green is a big four. They didn't play down to nobody. If they wanted to blow you up by 30, they were going to blow you up by 30. All right? Zach, what made the Lakers great sometimes, not all the time, but what made them great last year? They were beating teams when they needed to be beaten. Zach, they wasn't giving it to nobody. They were not having with nobody. If they were going to blow you out, they're going to blow you out. The game wasn't – if you could tell by tip what kind of game the Sixers are going to be in. Zach, it's the truth. If the opposing teams like the Knicks go up early, then you know what time of night is going to be. All right. My thing is this: you can never watch a peaceful Sixers game without screaming, Zach. Zach, you could reiterate that. It's the truth. You really can't, Zach. We scream at the Eagles a lot, but it just I don't understand. Is it the lack of respect for the opponents, the bum your opponents? Because Zach, just 2 to 3 years ago, they were just like that. Maybe even a little bit worse. They only won 9 games once. But I don't get it. Zach, I'm not overreacting to Pistons loss. It's just always a question I always got asked every time when it's like you see a 2-point win over the Pistons and you get blown out the next time. That's the question you got to ask yourself. What the hell is going on?
I mean, you're not wrong. Is it a coaching issue? Is it an effort issue? I don't know. But for some reason they don't like without the starting five, they do this. With the starting five, not so much. Against Brooklyn, without Joel, get crushed. Against the Pistons, without Joel, I don't know what it is. You can't run Doc Rivers needs to figure it out. They got a talented staff. It's up to them to figure out what they need to do. I think they will. But it's concerning. But listen to this. Sixers and Knicks. The Knicks are better than we thought, but they're not good. You beat them by 20. All right? The Cavaliers, again, beat them again without Joel. You beat the Raptors by 7. You beat the Hornets by 28 or like 24. You beat the Hornets again by 15. You beat the Wizards by 5, Hornets by 17. You beat the Magic by 24. When their starting five is in, they bury teams. But they got to figure it out without Embiid, and they got to figure it out with him. Honestly, if I'm the Sixers and Embiid's out, Ben, you're going to the 5. I'm starting Shake Milton at the 1, and we're going small. There's no reason for this not to. Unless you have like a superior big man that you're going up against, which is maybe 5 teams in the NBA, there's no reason you can't start Ben at the 5 for some games for defensive purposes. He plays that role nicely, and then, of course, Shake Milton can be a scorer. The problem when you put Dwight Howard on the floor is that he can't space out, so it's harder for him and Ben to coexist. Their plus-minus together is probably horrific.
So we're back to
Embiid's a playmaker. Embiid's a playmaker outside. And yes, with Al Horford, that's why the problem was. But I know we have another big story we want to get to. But before we get to that, again, tonight we're both taking the Sixers. It's pivotal for them to be able to bounce back and be strong, take care of business at home. Doc knows what he's doing. The Sixers tend to have the Lakers number. I'm hoping for a good win. If it's overtime, if it's close, I don't care. You're beating the defending champs. But the Sixers have to they'll turn heads tonight if they win. If they do win, they stay in first place. If they lose and the Bucks and Celtics win, all 3 are tied for first place. If they lose and the Bucks win, Celtics lose, vice versa, they are tied. No matter what, the Sixers are still tied for first tonight. They're 1 game up. But why don't we just win and make it even easier?
Zach, a win will make a lot of things easier. We all know it. We know how the Sixers are going to do. They're going to give us a heart attack. All right, Zach, you're going to lose your voice tomorrow. Me, I probably have some gray hairs in there tomorrow when we appear on the show again. But Zach, that's just all Philadelphia sports when I think about it. But the one thing I do have to say is, yes, you have to figure out Embiid. You don't have a win when he's not playing. Let's put that together.
And the games are against Cleveland, a Nets team without their superstars, and now a Pistons team. It's problematic. They'll figure it out, I hope, because it's a good coaching staff. It's like Brett Brown last year. We're like, I don't think he'll adjust. But you got Doc Rivers, you got Sam Cassell, you got a lot of guys, a lot of veterans on that team as well. Make it work. With that being said, coming after this groundbreaking news, quick question, Gavin, is the coaster in the room?
It is. It always is in the room, actually, Zach.
For those who are, don't show it yet. Don't show it yet because we're going to get to it next. For those who may or may not know, all summer, Gavin with the coaster. Was he happy? Was he sad? This team has actually been a move that we are happy with. Stay tuned after this.
Zach, there's a cup, but it's not up here today. But go on.
We are now offering a new product on our Teespring. Wear a mask in public. We are now supporting a custom-designed mask with our logo on it. Purchase it today, and 10% goes to a foundation of our viewers' choice. It offers a full nose and mouth coverage, single-sided print, includes 2 2-inch elastic ear loops, non-medical grade product, and finally, $1 from every mask sale is donated to a nonprofit to feed children in need. Enjoy today's episode.
The news has broken. 5 years, $111 million. JT Realmuto, the unquestionable best catcher in baseball, has re-signed with the Philadelphia Phillies. This is groundbreaking news. We did not think it was going to happen at one point. No one trusted the Phillies front office. You move Matt Klentak somewhere else, you give him a fake job, and then you bring in a couple other pieces to help out, and it worked. You got what you wanted, Philly. You got him on a cheaper deal. They wanted a 7-year, $130, $140+ million. Honestly, the Phillies, from the business side, they won. JT Realmuto, I'm not sure how he's feeling from that perspective, but that's still a lot of money. You're in Philly for 5 more years. That's your Super Bowl. That's your World Series window. The next 5 years is your World Series window because Bryce Harper's here for 11 more years, 10 more years now. We're going into year 4.
I don't know, Zach. I'll be almost 30 when the time he leaves.
We'll be going into year 4 this year with him. So that's 10 more years with him. But your Super Bowl, said it again, your World Series window is the next 5 years. Spend stupid money to get good talent. If they don't win a World Series in the next 5 years, they will not win one under Bryce Harper's contract. I'll say that right now. This is your window. It just opened back up. Just like that, we go from sitting here saying how bad the front office is, which it still is, and the ownership structure is still questionable. But with all that being said, if there is this such thing as a World Series window, which I believe there is, the Phillies had it from 07 to 12, haven't had anything since, this is the window. Just yesterday, the 26th of January in 2021, up until the 2026-2027 season, the World Series window is wide open. You got to get yourself a shortstop. You just lost out on one yesterday. Maybe Didi is back in the conversation. You're going to need to replace McCutchen at some point. At some point, Moniak's going to have to prove that he can do something. I like Bohm at third. I guess Hoskins is staying. He started to fix his swing last year. Otherwise, that'd be a good trade asset. Nola and Wheeler need to do their part as well. I don't know what Arrieta's deal is. You have a few more relievers now.
I'll tell you what his deal
This might be the year where David Robertson and Sir Anthony Dominguez actually play. But it's a full season in a great division. But you're not just playing your division this year. You're playing other teams as well. And FYI, beat Miami, but we'll get to that way down the road when they lose their first 2 games to them. But look, this is the window. Am I wrong? Like, I'm not saying they're a contender. They should make the playoffs, but we know how that works. I'm not going to sit here right now and say they're a contender. But if you want a World Series, if you want a parade on Broad Street with the red pinstripes, you got 5 years to do it.
Zach, let me ask you a question. 2011 was the last time the Phillies did something notable in the postseason. They were there. Zach, how old was I back? How old were we back in that
10 years.
time?
Been 10 years. 8.
In 10 years. 8. Well, 8 for you. 7. I was 7. Zach, we are seniors in high school. We are 18 and 17. We have not seen anything good. And don't think I'm going to sit here and applaud this move that should have been taken care of a couple months ago. Zach, you missed out on Francisco Lindor, you missed out on Josh Bell, and you missed out on Charlie Moore. Why do I name those 3 guys, you may ask? Zach, because they're the guys that went to your division. They went to your division. They didn't go to you. They went to your division. Zach, another thing, too, is Blake Snell, and I said this to you. I texted this to you on another World Series. When they pulled Blake Snell because of analytics ruins baseball, because Zach, that's analytics ruins a lot of things. Zach, I know there's a teacher that wants to school me and on the show. We're gonna have him on. But Zach, when I said when Kevin Cash pulled a red hot Blake Snell and he walked away pissed as all, you know what, Zach? We know how outspoken Blake Snell is. He didn't come out publicly and say it, but what happened? They moved him, and guess where they moved him to? The up and coming team in the NL. By the way, they just happen to be in your conference. Oh, and by the way, Zach, you do have to deal with them, the Dodgers. Who else? You want
The Giants are up and coming. The Mets, the Nationals, the Marlins. Every team in our division can compete, unless Miami falls off, which they should in a longer season. They got destroyed by the Braves in the playoffs. But I think in order for the Phillies to compete, they still need more. It's not that they haven't gotten worse. I can say right now they have not gotten worse. But when everybody around you is getting better, you got to do something too.
Zach, Archie Bradley. That's nice. But you're telling me that if you don't bring Didi Gregorius back, you're going to roll with Scott Kingery as a hitter for 162 games? Zach, 162 games. I remember Zach Kingery couldn't hit. It's like, you know those Little League baseballs where you know how you play Little League when they underhand it to you and they basically set up for you to hit it? He still couldn't hit it because that's how bad he is as a hitter. Now, I'm not talking about anything else. He seems like a nice guy. But, Zach, when it comes to hit aspect, it's not it. And you asked the question, what's up with Jake Arrieta? I'll gladly tell you. And now I'm going to explain to you who they need to replace this bum. Zach, he came here and robbed money from us. Rob money. Zach, he was a Cy Young winner. He won the World Series. But why did the Cubs let him go easily? Zach, I'll tell you why. Because he's a bum. He doesn't have nothing else in the tank. So here, I got a suggestion. You go spend stupid money like Milton said he wanted to do. Was Milton? You look stupid. I don't know if you're spending money, but you do look stupid. I just want to let you know that, my friend. But Zach, you know what they need to do? You need to call Trevor Bauer's agent. And you need to throw whatever stupid money you have at him. Get him here. All right? Zach, you can make do. Look, the Reds went to the playoffs last year off three starting pitchers. 3 starting pitchers and decent hitting. All right? You can do that. Get another one. Get a trusty one. All right? You got Archie Bradley. I guess Anthony Dominguez decided he wants to play this year. I guess David Robinson's done acting being hurt. I guess he wants to play baseball this year. Oh, and by the way, I like this guy. He's not doing enough for me to love this guy. You know why I love this guy, Zach? Because it looks like he's about the money. He hasn't came out and wanted to win. Zach, if he wanted to win, he would come out and be like, I want this, and this. Be the diva. Be the LeBron James of baseball. Go get your players. You're not doing anything. You're not. The only thing Bryce Harper said that I remember, Zach, was, I want JT Realmuto back. That's it. That's all he said. He didn't say nothing else. And by the way, can we please give my guy Joe Girardi some help? Because this has ruined his reputation, Zach. I mean, oh my gosh. You ever see you see trash, right? But you ever seen trash on national television? Because that's what it is. The Phillies are trash on national television, and they play at Scissors Bank Park where they shouldn't be allowed to play. I'm tired of this damn team not being good. Zach, the last time the Phillies were good, I didn't have a beard, and my hair wasn't this long. Zach, we were still in the Y Basketball League, for crying out loud. We retired from that. Zach, we got rings. They don't have anything. Okay, I have more rings than what the Phillies have done in the past 10 years.
It's been 10 years of mediocrity, basement dwelling, and just not good enough. Mediocre. They've been a mediocre team. Trevor Bauer, I think, guarantees you a playoff spot. There's no hard salary cap. Again, I said this yesterday. I can't imagine how general managers in the NFL feel about building and surrounding talent. All they got to go through is stay below the cap when they look at baseball. I don't get it.
You can go out there and sign someone. It's like when we saw Pat Mahomes' 10-year, $500 million deal, and we said that's a baseball contract. That's baseball contract. That's baseball. Zach, Milwaukee paid 10 years. What was it? 10 years, $300 million or something like that, around there, or two something for what's his face? Christian Yelich, and he didn't perform. That's okay. They know what they want to do. Oh, by the way, I know the asking price of Josh Hader is high, but guess what? Since you guys want to be stupid and not win, maybe let's try to win. Let's go get Josh Hader for the bullpen. Since Anthony Dominguez can't throw anything. Oh, is that because I know we have to run? Let me just get this out. If you look at the Phillies, right, as a whole, Zach, you said yesterday, they look good on paper, right? Everything looks good on paper, Zach. An iPhone, 12 looks good on paper until you have it, and then there's some problems with it. Zach, the Xbox X Series looks good on paper until you have it. Then you realize that the PlayStation 5 has better features than the Xbox. Zach, everything looks good on paper until you start using it. Zach, when we start watching this team, like, oh my gosh, Bryce Harper, then you got JT Realmuto, then you got Reese Hoskins. Oh, we should be fine. Aaron Nola, Zach Wheeler. And then what they do last year? Not a damn thing. Actually, Miami did better than them. And who they have? Sixto Sanchez, that your friend Matt Clinton loves to reminisce and. No,
I think today it was worth it. I think today we can announce that we won that trade.
Today is worth it. Finally.
But very much so.
Didn't look like it. I hate Phillies baseball. I'm being honest, I really do, because there's no other team that I can scream at and then watch the game later and be happy about it. I could scream at the Sixers and watch them and be like, oh, I know they're going to win the next one. I could scream at the Eagles and know, like, we're going to be good next year. I could scream at this team and know we're going to do the same thing next year. It's like, we're not doing anything. Not anything.
Yeah, it's been a disappointment. I think that's an understatement. Well, with that being said, we'll continue to cover it. Pitchers and catchers, 2.5 weeks. We have our catcher now. Now go get us another pitcher. With that being said, Gavin, anything else you wanted to say today? I know tomorrow we'll try to get a little bit of a longer show on today. Unfortunately, being cut a little short, but Gavin still got his true feelings out over the Philadelphia Phillies. I second that right now. It's been a tough decade for Philadelphia when it comes to the baseball team. Again, we're hoping for a Sixers win tonight over the Lakers. I expect it. Gavin, anything else you wanted to say before we wrap up today's show?
Yes, Zach, we got the Utah Jazz on a 9-game win streak that New York Knicks blew a 20-point lead yesterday. So we got to look out for the New York Knicks. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't got much for you. My throat hurts now. Thanks a lot, Phillies. Now I got a sore throat.
I think you have too much. Hopefully the Sixers give you a break tonight.
Oh, Zach, I'll let you do the screaming for me if they do that, but it's all right. I don't got nothing else to the tank. I got nothing else.
All right, thank you again, everybody. We appreciate you watching us today. We'll be back tomorrow. But with that being said, have a great day.
Have a good one, everybody.
If you enjoyed today's video, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't. In addition, hit that bell icon and set it to all to get reminded of when we go live and when we post excerpts of our videos. Again, thanks for